Yeah, where are the lawnmowers? Okay, everybody ready? All right, so we finally got our new wheels. This should be the final chapter in our wheel and weight saga. Stick around, we'll check it all out, tell you what we do next. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Now, before we get into the main part of the video, I wanted to kind of give you an update. It's been a really hectic summer, so we've been off for a couple of months, but we'll get back to it in a couple of weeks here. Ellen's working on a review video for Apple Island Resort in South Hero, Vermont. We just left there a couple of days ago. And yeah, so we'll look forward to that. She's excited to do that, I guess. We'll see. So yeah, stick around to the end of this video. I've got a misconception I want to clear up about the Boar wheels, which is all good. And then I've got some really interesting observations I've made since having the new wheels on and going about 500 miles. So here we go. Let's get into it. All right, so let's check out what they look like. We have Ellen behind the camera. Ellen, are you excited? Excellent. Trusty knife. All right, so we got these from Boar Wheel, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to clear up a common misconception. So here we go. Let's see what they look like. Oh. Oh, man. Well, there you go. That's what they look like. Nice and shiny. I think they've got 10 holes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which I think actually match the wheels on our truck. I'll put a picture right here to show you that. Let's get this center cap out. These are the lug nuts, I'm sure. Because they come, when you order a set of wheels, they'll give you the lug nuts. And they also give you the center cap, which I'm trying to get out. There you go. And that says Boar. All right, and that is really all that is Boar about it. And I'll explain again at the end of the video what I mean by that. So here we go. So why do I have the new wheels? If you're not sure why, back in October we had a wheel failure, and then in May we had another wheel failure. So those were the Lion's Head wheels. We got them replaced under warranty, but chances are they're going to fail again, so I don't trust them. Out on the interwebs, a lot of people recommended Boar Wheel, so I did some research and I got these. These are the Cruiser 67s. So in the next few days, what I'll be doing is switching out those wheels for these wheels. I got a local wheel and tire dealership that's willing to swap them out for me for about 25 bucks each. And these did not come with the tire pressure monitors. I may switch the ones that are on there. I actually have the cap ones, so I will put those on. But I also have some that came with my truck that tie into the tire pressure monitoring system for the truck. So I may put those on there as well. All right, so in a couple of days, I will get these all mounted and I'll show you what that's all about. It'll be right here, right now, but it's gonna be a couple days from now. All right, stick around. All right, so let's take a look at what these lug nuts look like. If you're familiar with the Lion's Head that are on Riverstone, or a lot of other brands for that matter, those lug nuts are actually just metal, and then they have a chrome cover that goes onto them. And the problem with that is if you put a torque wrench on, or even just your standard lug wrench, you're gonna crack that chrome, and then you have them look unfinished, kind of like this right here. All right, so this is what I was talking about. These are just chrome covers that go over this, and so you can see when you crack one of those or lose them, this is what you're left with. So these are supposed to be nice, polished, all one piece that are supposed to look better and hold up better, a little bit better quality. So let's take a look and see. Hopefully I can do this without slicing my hand open. Well, they got them taped up pretty good. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, so this is nice. All one piece. It says Gorilla on them. These are for 5/16 lugs, I hope. I got the right size. And I hope I got enough. Let's see. So, they must have another box of these in another one of the wheel boxes, because this isn't enough to do all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is enough to do 2 wheels. Hopefully, they're in the other box. Yeah, so those are pretty nice. And they're chamfered. So that's nice. All right, just wanted to break in here and make a clarification on something I said earlier. So I mistakenly said that the lugs and studs were 5/16. Obviously, they're 9/16. So yeah, there's that correction. So when you are doing your wheels, what you want to do is make sure you get the right stud and lug sizes. Boar offers them in 1/2, 5/8, and 9/16. I happen to need the 9/16. All right, so let's see. I didn't do any video of showing me swapping out the wheels, but I'll give you a rundown. Basically what I did is I brought the slides in, and then I raised the RV up on the leveling jacks, and then I couldn't bring all 4 wheels to the dealer at the same time, so I took off one on each side, brought them to them, and then when I got those done, I brought them back and did the other 2. And then when I put them back on, of course, I hand tightened them and snugged them up, the lug nuts in the star pattern when it was up, and then when I put them down, I torqued them to 120 pounds, which is what's recommended by my axle and hub manufacturer, as well as Boar Wheel for that particular brand, the Cruiser 67s. So yeah, so take care of that. So as far as finding a dealer to do the swap, the first dealer I brought them to, dropped them off. He gave me a call a few minutes later. I thought, oh, that was fast, but it turned out that he couldn't handle the 16-ply tire or the 17.5-inch wheel. I'm not sure which it was, something to do with his machine. So I had to find someone else. So make sure before you go start taking things off, you make sure the dealer can work on what you specifically have. I ended up bringing them to VIP Tire Service, which I think is a national chain, and they ended up doing it for me for about 85 bucks for all 4, which is a great deal. See, I got some notes here. I think I went over how I removed them. Yeah, so let me show you what the final result looks like. Here we go. All right, here is the end result. I think they're looking pretty good. And I did use the cap version of the tire pressure monitoring system. I did not install the ones for my truck. I'll explain that in the recap. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I was a little concerned about the black ones, not having the black ones anymore. I thought these would be too much contrast, but due to the color of my rig, I think they look pretty fine. And of course, the wheels just coincidentally match up with the wheels on the truck, which obviously isn't important, but it is pretty cool. All right, so there you go. Stick around for the recap. I'll be right back. So final thoughts. First, the misconception I wanted to clear up. Here that is. Okay, so here's the common misconception. I purchased these from Boar Wheel and Tire, or Boar Tire and Wheel, one or the other. And you can see that these are actually high-spec wheel and tire, which is just another China manufacturer. So when I first heard about Boar Wheel and Tire, I thought that they were a manufacturer. And before I ordered, I did some research and found out that this was actually the wheel that they were selling. And despite that, this is a good wheel, according to all the reviews that I saw. So I just, purchased them from Boar Wheel and Tire because they had a good reputation of doing customer service. All right, so there's that misconception cleared up. I didn't know, like I explained, but Boar Wheel and Tire, they serve me right. I recommend you go to them. There's other places like probably E-Trailer, you can get them from them as well. So let's see. Another interesting observation I made. So while I was at Apple Island, I was working on a few customers' rigs, and I noticed one of my customers has the same kind of rig, had the same wheels, and I don't know if he had any problems, but I think preemptively he switched out his wheels for Alcoa. And he told me that they run cooler, and the PSI didn't get as high. So I thought that was interesting. So the Lion's Head wheels that I had, when I was running those were going up like 140 PSI and over 100 degrees when running in ambient temperatures between like 75 and 85, maybe 90 degrees, like air temperature, you know. So this time what I did is I lowered the PSI, the cold inflation PSI, to 118, which is 5 below the 123. But I was concerned, you know, that it might go up over that rock hard 140 PSI. So I was surprised, after going on 2 separate trips, 250 miles each across 2 days, ambient temperatures running from 75 to about 85 degrees across the 2 days, that the PSI never really went above 137, and more than likely it was down around 134, and the temperature never broke 100, and it was typically around like 95 to 97. So I thought that was remarkable. So I did some research to figure out why is that. And so far, it could be the material that the wheel is made out of. It could be a better alloy that's dissipating more heat. There's more of those holes, you know, that I pointed out that there are 10 holes, so that gives a little bit more cooling of the alloy, the wheel itself. And then maybe me running a little bit lower on the PSI had something to do with it. You know, the delta up, starting from a lower number to a higher number, obviously that made a little bit of change, but I was pleasantly surprised. So that was all good news. Let's see, what else do I got in my notes here? Oh, on the TPMS, I did not put my truck ones in because they don't monitor temperature, and if we buy a new rig soon within next year, I didn't want to have to swap those out or leave them behind, so I might put those in the next rig. But again, I don't get temperature, so I like the cap ones because they give me temperature as well. All right, let's see. That is it. So, thank you for watching. Like I said earlier, we'll be back with some more videos in the coming weeks. As usual, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you get value from this content, please subscribe. And if you think anybody else get value from this kind of stuff, please share it out to them. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.